Hello, welcome to my channel. This is the first episode of Blooming Mindfulness. I created this channel so that we can learn together as a community and have a safe space to discuss about how we can better treat our Greek friends. So this channel is really for us to share and learn from one another, and it's not a channel for me to make any revenue. It's really for me to share my love as a plant hobbyist in Singapore. So as my tips will be based in Singapore, the growing conditions that I'm actually sharing with you is based in Singapore. Just so that you know that I'm also learning from all of you. If I said something inaccurate or wrong, please let me know and I'll correct it in the next video. Also, many of my videos will be non-scripted, so if I do say something wrongly and I correct myself or I have a brain freeze moment, do excuse me for that. Alright, enough with the small talk, let's get down to business. So for my very first episode, I have the famous or infamous Burle Marx flame. Alright, so can we just take a minute to appreciate this really wonderful fenestrated leaf? So a little bit on the Burle Marx flame. So what is the Burle Marx flame? So to answer that question, we have to first know who this person is. Roberto Burle Marx flame. I hope I didn't butcher his name. So Roberto Burle Marx was actually an architect, an artist, a landscape artist based in Brazil. So there were many types of plants in his private collection. So if you're thinking about the Burle Marx, yes, Burle Marx Fantasy, that's also his collection. And also the Burle Marx Mint, which I believe is actually a mutated form of the Burle Marx plant, Philodendron Burle Marx. So any plants that are found in his home, some of them have been given his name as a form of recognition for his collection. So he has amassed over 500 types of plants in his own home. That's really impressive. So yes, his collection therefore is called the Burle Marx flame. So if you have a piece of Burle Marx flame at home, you are actually taking a cutting from the original plant. So isn't it wonderful to know that you actually have a plant that goes back so far back with so much history in it? So other things I would like to talk about this plant would be, so care. So this plant really enjoys bright indirect sunlight. It cannot take heat, I can tell you that. Perhaps others may tell you that yes, they have done that before, but your plant will need to take some time to get used to the kind of high temperature and really high light intensity. From my personal growing experience, it grew best when I placed it in an air-conditioned room with grow lights in it. So as you can see in my plants, right, there's some brown spots. Okay, this was what happened when I took it out of the aircon room from the grow lights and just chucked it into direct east sun. So it was really bright and it was really hot in the mornings, and that's where I got all these brownings. But after a while, it started to acclimatize and it pushed out this really beautiful leaf. Now talking about pushing out leaf, this plant, it is infamous because it takes forever to get a fenestrated leaf. So one of the reasons why I chose this plant to talk about as my first episode was because this leaf took a good 4 months to produce after this leaf, and it came out significantly smaller size. It could be because I stressed it by putting it under direct east sun, morning sun. Right? So many people will find it very trying just to wait for the leaves to fenestrate. So in fact, for me, they were saying that, oh Chris, you are very lucky, you know, your plant actually fenestrated within 6 months. That's how long it took me to get from this size to something like this. Now, the next thing about the Burle Marx is that I want to talk about is that it is a climber. So you can see that it's got area roots over here. So you would want to essentially pull it up. So when you pull it up, okay, it is able to climb and then grow even bigger leaves, which is what I intend to do in the future. So talking about that, you might have noticed that I actually potted this plant in stratum fluvial. So the reason why I did it was because I noticed that, hey, the roots doesn't seem to be doing so well, the leaves doesn't seem to be doing so well. So it's a bit of an instinct. I decided to unpot it, and lo and behold, yes, I think because of the high temperatures in Singapore, it was experiencing some root rot. Now, how I would save that is I would pot it in my favorite media now, fluval stratum, which is great for rooting and everything else. Yeah, and it's doing pretty well. In fact, as you can see, it's already pushing out another new aerial root over here. All right. Yeah, so I will talk about how to use fluval stratum if you like. So leave your comments down below if you like to know how I use fluval stratum, how I water, as well as if there's any special potting method, which I really do need. And next thing, let's talk about price point. Yes, so the price point for this plant, it has gone down significantly. So today's date is actually, as I'm talking about, it's about the first week of May, thereabout, 2004. Now, back in December 2003, this plant of this size, all right, that means literally just these two leaves over here, can't remember was third leaf included. It cost me around 128 if I remember correctly, and this was one of the cheaper options that I had, really. So, but in today's prices, I believe you should be paying around $30 for something that is unfenestrated, and something that is semi-fenestrated or fully fenestrated. Each leaf should cost around between 90 to 100-ish, about maybe say 110 to 115 per fenestrated leaf. That should be the max. It should not go any higher. In fact, I would like to encourage many of you to go with the smaller leaves and just provide a wonderful environment for your plants to grow up and fenestrate. I think that's one of the most rewarding thing to have, to be able to see your plant grow and fenestrate to what you've imagined. That beats just buying off a fenestrated Burle Marx mint off the shelves. Personally, I feel that that's a sense of achievement. Alright, so that's all for the first episode. Thank you so much for spending your 10 minutes with me. I'm Chris. Hope to see you again next time round. Till then, happy planting. Bye.